Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk some more about this thing, my Munro. Be right back with you. Okay, welcome back. I was digging around through my stuff and I actually found something that I had taken off of a pack that I had received a long time ago, actually. And that was a waist strap from a Blackhawk Industries assault pack or something like that. I don't remember which one it was. It has a Velcro system built in the back end. It's actually not too bad. It actually has Molly on the sides of it. Probably make a pretty good belt with a butt pack system. Probably come up with it and Molly to attach to it and you can wear it. But I'm not so much interested in this belt. What I am interested in are the buckles. And as you know, I want to change the buckle system on my Munro pack. I want a much better system. Now the colors aren't that fantastic. It's just foliage green stuff, but these are dual stealth made by Wujin Flex. I guess it's Chinese or something like that, but for Blackhawk Industries. I don't know if they're still using this kind of stuff anymore, but anyway, what I want is the buckle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the buckles off. I have to go through all this right here. It comes off pretty easy. It's nothing extraordinary, but take these buckles off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to repurpose them for my Munro pack and see how it works out. I haven't tried it yet or anything like that, but yeah, we'll see. You know, a little bit of work to do, but we'll manage. Anyway, yeah, so I got them off pretty easy, and I'll put this aside because this may come in handy for something else in a later project. Okay, so here we go. So what I need to do is, now this will easily fit on one side, and I'll run it, as I run it through and put it back through itself here, this will easily, do a little bit more to it because it's a little bit more of a, it's pretty, so I'm going to put it through a little differently. I have to fold it this way and put it through. I hope I don't have to take it apart and re-sew it, although it's not the end of the world if I have to, but yeah, it's coming through. Just need a little bit of coaxing, I think. The things we do, huh? Anyway, yeah, it's sliding through. I just need to, there we go. No, so it's slid through, fits perfect, it's the same size, and you can tighten it up here. Now I need to do the other side. Now for the other side though, I have to take all these stitches out right here. Now, I picked myself up one of these right here, and this is what I need to better work with this kind of stuff is, and then I have to try to pick these stitches. This is reinforced right here, which is good because, like I said in the previous video, what you find with a lot of these, a lot of British stuff is that some of the hardware is not as good as it could be. They could do a lot better with their hardware, and some sewing techniques. This right here is a reinforced stitch. It's just going back and forth. This is what I'm going to do. But it'd been a lot better if it would be a bar stitch, you know, they put it on, or it would be even more better would be if they had this longer, and that way you can tighten up both sides. They haven't done this right here. They're just sort of conserving with some of the tissue and stuff. So what I have to go through now is pick out all these stitches and work my way to where I can pick all this apart, the stitches. It's going to take me a little while probably, and we'll see how well that goes. In the meantime, I'll give you a little pause. I'll be right back with you. So I'm back with you, and I finally got it off. It took a little bit of work, but I got it off, and I got it cleaned up pretty well. And so what I'll have to do is I'll have to sew this buckle back on using the same technique pretty much. And Yeah. But what I'm not going to do, though, is I'm not going to fold this the way they had it, because I don't need to do that. I'm going to just sew it directly back on. Well, I gotta get in the right direction first. Sew it directly back on, and that way it is it's good to go. I don't need to. I mean, I could do it this way right here, but the problem with that is that it would probably not sit on there correctly. So I'll need to, if you can see right here, I'll need to sew this piece right here back on back together here. That way, and then what I do is I'll put this in here, and then you can tighten it on the way. It's only a one-side tightening system, but anyway, this is what it is. I mean, like I said, they didn't add a long enough buckle to it, so it is what it is. So I have to sort of work with what I have here. So next step, getting the machine ready, and I got to get this rucksack emptied also. I still got it full. But before we go on and talk about, before we do this right here, I want to show you some of the modifications I did to the other side of it. I think we spoke about a few of them. And what I've done, if you can see it, there are a lot of mods that are done to this thing right here. Little small mods. Now, I added this strap right here to the front, okay? Now what I did, if y'all open the top of the pack up, you'll see I added barrel locks with stretchy elastic cord. And I just sort of pusicked them on there. I did a half pusick and ran them through themselves. And then what you can do is, and this gives you a better idea of what it looks right here. You can open it up, and here you see how you can easily take them off and use them for something else if you need to. But it's right here, it's on there. Then I tighten them up. And what this can be used for, like I've done here, for attaching my axe to it, to the axe handle. And it's a little bit elastic, so if it gets caught on something, it's not going to damage it. It's not going to rip anything out. And it holds it pretty snug to the body. Top and bottom straps. I also, where the straps come together, I went ahead and put in a lock cord there, a barrel lock here also. You can see this up top. Well, you can see this right here. And this is, so basically the strapping right here. I don't have to cut anything off. I can just run it through it and pop it out right here. This is what you have here. And then here's the elastic cord, the barrel lock. I can roll it up like I've done, pop it through. Okay, any excess, and then tighten it up. Press it up, and there you go. I don't have anything dangling. I don't have a lot of straps dangling, you know. I can do the same thing with these straps right here also, once you've gotten them in, and then down here at the bottom, or I can run them, just stick them through this this lower strap right here to sort of get them out of the way. That way they're not dangling around either too much. So I've done that. This is very simple stuff. Like you see before, I have the main pouch right here that I slid my knife and my Boca saw in. And then on the side, I added this Blackhawk pouch, which is completely removable. And I used this Blackhawk Powell's Molly style attachments, which actually come in they work pretty well here. Now I look to the other side, I have another pouch. It's the same pouch, but sideways, but it won't work because it's only attached to one spot, so it'll be dangling around. I would have to sew in some more webbing here, and that I'm not ready to do just yet. I'm also looking at in the future possibly sewing something in a panel here, a pouch here, so you can stick water bottles in. What's really nice right here, actually, I have, this pouch fits really well. And I've got the Pathfinder water bottle in there, canteen with the cup and the lid for the cup. And I can easily also get the stove in there if I wanted to carry that. So, and it fits so snug. I mean, it's really snug on the pack. There's no banging around. Like I said, too bad it's not olive drab, you know, but this way you see it a little better also. So anyway, I got to empty this thing right here out so I can get a better position on the sewing machine. And I'll be right back with you. So, emptied the pack out so I can maneuver a little better now, and I've already gotten it lined up on the machine right here so I can quickly sew this up. What I do is I loaded it up in there. It all fits in pretty well. I've lowered the needle. The thread's all good. I'm going to start off with a back stitch. I'll do this quite slow, and then I'll let it go forward, and that way I ensure that the I'm gonna have to beat it up, it's tapping a little bit, but it's okay. It's all working out. One more, and then I'll go back a little. I'll go back again. So it's sort of hitting the buckle here, which is sort of a pain in the butt. So what I may have to do is take it out and turn it around, but let's see. I'll see if it works out here. I gotta go through this several times. What I'm doing here by several times is I'm reinforcing the stitch. It's not hurting it or anything. Nothing's wrong here. It sort of helps guiding it also, which is really funny. So I'll pass this several times to make sure I reinforce the stitch. So I think that's enough for what I want it for. Lift up the foot, pull this thing out. Yeah, this is fine. This is quite strong stuff also. Then I need to clean it up a little bit. And I'll take my scissors out, clean up the threads here. Okay, get a look at it, see what I got, what I've done here. Oh yeah, it's fine. I can see on the bottom, I can see much clearer here the bar I've made, the reinforced stitching, and I'll just trim it up a little bit, and I'll take my lighter out. And what I'll do is I'll just dress up any extra thing that's there on both sides. I'll do this. And then also I'll reinforce. Now, what has happened here is that this is a piece that's been cut off right here. But what I'll do is I'll just reinforce the edges of it to make sure that no fraying happens. So I'll do that with heat. This is nylon, so it will. There we go. And so it's in place. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. That sucker's on there. So there we go. I've added this to it. I've modified this right here. The buckle slides in there, and now I can tighten it up around my waist. Or if I don't intend to use it, I can go around the back side with it, and I can run it through these. Quite often what I do is I run it through these loops right here if I'm not using it, like so. Then I'll attach it together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the. I gotta find it now. I'm going to take off the elastic strapping here, and I'm going to add it to it. I'm going to put it on there to catch any of the extra material, and this is only because of the fact that if I put it away, I don't want it dangling around. I could use the same system I used up top with the other piece, but I have this, so why not use it? So I'll pop this back around again. The strap right here, I can take it off just as easy as I put it on. This thing falling off, it won't fall off this. There we go. That's a bit of work there. It's actually quite simple. Take this right here, this elastic loop, slide it on there. Okay, so now I've got this extra piece. Run this through, back through the buckle again. Pretty simple. Like I said, it's been sewn up right here to give you a bit of a lip so it doesn't pop out of the, so it'll catch. Okay, which is the goal here. So anyway, so now I've got it on here. So now I can actually I'll take this, run it through. It'll do the same thing, it'll catch. Okay, and then now I have this extra piece here, so it catches it also. But if I want to, I can pull it like right here, and then I can slide this down, and it catches any extra. So now the belt is complete. Okay, and it doesn't look too bad with the foliage green buckle on it. It'll work. The idea is to come up with something that works. And it may not be the prettiest in the world, but it'll work, huh? So this is the next level that I've come up with for next item I've come up with for this pack. We'll be looking in the future. Well, I do already has a chest strap, which I use also, and I definitely will be bringing you guys back in on any future projects I have with my trusty Munro pack. I've gotten some feedback with it. Oh, I've got some stuff on the inside here, which is frayed a little bit. It's just the edges. What I can do is go in with a lighter and just burn those off a little bit, and that just cuts down all that fraying and stuff. It dresses it up a little bit. That way you don't have all that stuff poking out everywhere. Okay, the seam that they've done in here, it's a flat seam. Basically, they sewed it up and they did a seam down the middle here. Yeah, it's actually 3 seams. They've sewn it together, 1 seam or 2 seams, and then they laid it flat and they sewn it right down the middle here. So this is stuff I'm using to learn with because, like I said, I had this idea that I want to make my own pack. And then what I'm going to end up doing is this right here. The Munro is actually a pretty good pack. I mean, if you know a lot about it. This one right here is probably made in China. Let's see what it says here. Made in China, which is pretty sad that we're not building more of this stuff here. But it has a frame built in, an aluminum frame with a padding here. And the frame is pretty good because it helps with the load on your pack. Keeps it a little bit tight, better on you, you know. I do like this pack a lot. It's one of my, like I said, it's my favorite pack. And I'm going to see about ordering some material. I can get it locally here. I can get it from Hungary probably pretty easily for a lot cheaper than it. But I found a guy in, there's a company in America called 0411 something. They're on Instagram. And they make different kinds of camouflage. And I like the old World War II frog camo used by the Marines in the Pacific and the U.S. Army in the early days of the Normandy conflict. They used it also. And First Armor Division did, and then they abandoned it because it was camouflage, and guys just weren't used to camouflage, and so they were fratricizing, shooting each other because they still saw camouflage. They were used to seeing the Germans in it. But anyway, I thought about designing my own pack based off the Munro style and using that camouflage, and it'll sort of set itself out a little bit. You know, it won't be, but doing the same thing. And then, like I said, it's going to be based off the Munro. So I'm going to study the Munro, you know, get all the measurements down, all the stuff I need, and then to completely take it apart and use it to design my future pack, which will be, like I said, based off of Munro, but it'll have some additional things added to it. One of the things I'm thinking about is like this center pocket here, running the same style on both sides with a slit pocket on the bottom. But that way you can put a rucksack in. Of course, you have straps to hold your rucksack in place. Your not rucksack, but your axe in place. But also you can slide in a long bow saw, a folded bow saw. So you can slide on this side, and having the same sort of sit up on both sides. You can add water bottles on both sides. I prefer to carry my water bottles on the sides. That sort of distributes that weight out a little bit. And yeah, but basically based off the same kind of system. So what I'll be doing is getting that plus all the webbing that I'll need, and then using a coyote, using it as a base, but a coyote as all the all the webbing and that kind of stuff like that, and all the fasteners, and then doing that. That's a future project I plan on doing. I haven't gotten there yet. Like I said, it's in the plans. It's going to take a little while before I get there, but when I do it, I plan on making my own version of this pack right here and seeing how it works out. Like I said, I've gotten some ideas for it, and I plan on using this pack. Now, this pack also has some very soft material, nylon, so what I could do also is, like I said, get myself some other stuff to put here. I don't necessarily need to use the camouflage, but I figured 2 meters of this material would probably make 2 rucksacks, because this is one piece right here. Then you get the top part, the bottom part here, and then any extra pockets you add to it. But I think 2 meters would do probably 2 packs. Probably 1 meter would do this pack right here without a problem. But like I said, I got to get all the webbing and stuff for the reinforcements. And what I'm hoping to do Now here's funny, because I'm looking here, they got bar tacks right here. So they did use some bar tacks to when they put in the shoulder straps. I'm sorry, I'm getting off of, I'm getting a better idea of it. And it's a very simple pack, but anyway, the idea, like I said, is to, when I get a machine, a better machine, a heavier duty machine, and I'm working on that right now. And if you want to donate, I'd appreciate. Let me know. And I can get them here for like a FAF or something like that, even a brother, something like that. This one here is an Elna, but this is just for light work. This is for making little dresses, that kind of stuff. For this heavy duty stuff here, I need something a little bit more powerful. I probably could do it with this right here. I've seen people doing packs with smaller machines like this right here. And in the long run, if I had to, I would do it. But there's some really serious stitching that goes on here that I would need. It'd be better to have a better machine. I've spoken to a lady in Hungary, and she's willing to do it for me. I have to send her a pack to give her the idea of the size, and she would copy it for me in whatever material I sent with her also, and charge me a price for that. But probably about half the price of going out and buying a pack. You know, a friend of mine uses her quite often, and she does some really good stuff. She works for the Hungarian military, but something that I want to do myself. So I got to get there first. I just need the machine and then the material, and then I have the desire. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you all for coming to the channel, and I hope you all have a pleasant day. And I hope you all had a pleasant Thanksgiving too. That was yesterday. Today's Friday. I'm off today. But you all have a pleasant weekend when it comes up. Hope you have some better weather than what we have here. It's quite gray outside and quite damp and cold. But that's the season. We're coming up on Christmas in the next few weeks. Next 6 weeks, I guess, or something like that. No, next 4 weeks, 5 weeks. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share my channel with your friends and foes. And leave comments down below. I really appreciate it. And I have another video I'm gonna make here in the next few minutes, referring to buckles. So that's coming up. And I really appreciate your love and support. And I hope you all have a pleasant one. And I'll talk to you very soon. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.